Thank you. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Una sa lahat, I would like to congratulate the authors of the two discussion papers presented today. I know that both of them are very relevant, no, in the aid of good governance and even supportive of the overall assessment of the impact of the 4Ps program in particular and social protection programs in general. Targeting the right beneficiaries, if we do this, we will realize the noble objectives of social welfare and human development, especially for the most vulnerable segment of our population. In the next slides, I will be just focusing on the latest updates from the PSA that are really relevant to social protection, since everyone here, I know, are aware that the PSA was already mandated by law, the Republic Act number 11315, to be the agency responsible for conducting the community-based monitoring system. So I will also likewise share with you in the course of my discussion our collaborative work with DepDev or Department or the NEDA, formerly NEDA, and the DSWD. In my next slide, sino ba yung okay. So here, I will be focusing on four aspects. No, these are general discussion points that taking off from the two papers. So first on the information management systems and technology and innovation strategy, there's mentioned that there's a need for a comprehensive multi-source information management strategy that takes into account interagency data sharing protocols, quality assurance, and data privacy. This is very precise, and in fact, as mentioned earlier by our discussant from the SWD, it is also already developing the dynamic social registry that would integrate various programs in the IMS. To support this project, the PSA will be sharing to the SWD the 2024 CBMS data through a data sharing agreement. The 2024 CBMS will actually be the baseline data for the dynamic social registry. So in fact, even in the past CBMS, we have tried to collaborate with the SWD on the use of the CBMS data on this aspect. And then additionally, since last year, we have collocated already in the previous slide a collocation agreement between the two agencies that enables the PSA to set up the national ID. I'm still on the previous slide, please. To set up the national ID registration and authentication during the DSWD operations. For instance, they have these family development sessions for 4Ps. PSA is in the on-site to register for the national ID and authenticate those who have been registered already. So authentication of beneficiaries through the national ID will actually ensure the beneficiaries are who they claim they are. And also in addition, the SWD actually issued already an office memorandum, no, entitled Integration of the PhilSys card number in all the SWD client-facing forms. So in other words, there will be inclusion of the PCN or the PhilSys card number in all forms of the DSWD. And also recently, this year, there's another memorandum issued by the SWD integrating PhilSys national ID card in the implementation of the social pension for indigent senior citizens program. Further, there's a joint memorandum circular between the SWD, DOLE, and DepDev regarding the requirement for the national ID as the sole valid identification for repeat beneficiaries of AKAP. So in other words, when we use the national ID, we'll be able to help ensure that beneficiaries will really are the ones who they claim to be. So maiwasan natin dito yung misrepresentation o yung mga pwedeng leakage na mangyari sa atin. In the next slide please. On targeting system enhancements, ang sabi natin, need for a differentiated approach that can improve targeting accuracy, particularly the measured urban and rural disparities. It was mentioned by Sir Toots that we may need to update the PMT, particularly for inclusion of urban and rural dimension. By law, the Magna Carta of the Poor, particularly Section 7, the NEDA it's stated there that NEDA shall maintain and periodically review in consultation with PSA a single system of classification to be used for targeting beneficiaries of the government's poverty alleviation programs and projects to ensure that the programs reach the intended beneficiaries. Now, in this aspect, the NEDA or now DepDev is actually developing already or updating the proxy means test model that will tag the poor and the non-poor households using the 2024 CBMS. And in that model, we already, the urbanity or the urban-rural dimension is already considered in that model. In the next slide, on operational reforms and implementation strategy, it states that this should be synchronized with the rollout of the CBMS and then systematic integration of CBMS with the near and medium and long-term strategies. Siguro alam din nating lahat na we already conducted the 2024 round of the PAPS and CBMS in 2024. This is an offshoot of a directive from the president that PSA should be conducting the CBMS to update the list of 4Ps beneficiaries. So with that activity, the CBMS will actually be replacing the listahanan. So, nasa batas din naman natin na ang PSA ang responsible sa paggawa ng isang nationwide CBMS and all other provisions in the law no, that would guide the CBMS operations. So, in this transition from listahanan to CBMS, the PSA has already been coordinating with DSWD. So, marami ng discussions, marami ng meetings na nangyayari, and it's still ongoing for us to be able to proceed seamlessly. And then, it is also planned that beyond listahanan or beyond 4Ps, the CBMS can actually be a very good source of data when we implement other laws. Like, for example, Alternative Learning System Act, where there's a mention of the use of CBMS, Expanded Solo Parents Welfare Act, an act increasing the social pension of indigent senior citizens. All these laws made mention about the use of CBMS in targeting their sector. In the next slide, on data governance and accountability framework, itong dynamic social registry ng DSWD, no, this is a very good direction that DSWD will be putting in place. And if PSA will have access to the databases of other agencies, social protection registries, kasi hindi lang naman DSWD ang merong social protection program, the PSA plans to conduct validation of beneficiaries through matching with PSA databases. So meron kasi tayong database coming from CBMS. We also have the national ID, and then we also have the civil registration. When we use these databases to cross-match, no, all, we will be able to check no, whether the beneficiary or the other family members have received other benefits from other programs. So pagka na-integrate ito mga different databases, hindi integrate could be it's a source wherein we can cross-check the beneficiaries in other agencies' social protection registries. So malalaman natin whether they have been receiving the other benefits aside from the benefits they have under 4Ps. And we will also be able to check misrepresentation. For example, during the provision of ayuda, uh, there could be misrepresentation that may be happening, no, on the ground. We will be able to cross-check on the back end ito, no, that possibly, no, may mga, kasi kunwari inauthorize yung isang tao pumunta sa isang payout center, we will be able to check whether the person that authorized the representative could already be deceased, in fact, no, using the database on civil registration. So in other words, parang mami-minimize natin dito yung mga leakage natin, and we will be able to optimize our use of resources for ayuda. In the next slide this is my last slide actually. What now is the role of PSA, no, in supporting the social protection program implementation of government? Unang-una sa lahat, since we are also the one mandated for the national ID system, then it would be very strategic when we use the national ID, no? So in other words, we have to beef up registration and include authentication of potential beneficiaries of various programs. And we have been coordinating with various national government agencies for them to use the national ID number as a common identifier. So for instance, we have recently approved, no, the use of national ID as our common identifier for migrants, Filipino migrants that are covered by DMW, CFO, OWA, BI, and DFA. And also, we're trying to coordinate with DepEd to also make use of the national ID number as one of their identifiers. So maraming efforts na ginagawa ang PSA for us to ensure that we will be able to authenticate potential beneficiaries of various programs coming from these agencies. And then, as I mentioned a while ago, CBMS is a major data source, no, for national and even local targeting of beneficiaries. So, by law, PSA is supposed to be responsible for the conduct of the CBMS, no, and also be responsible in making sure that all the CBMS that will be conducted at the local level will follow standards and protocols that are aligned with what we are doing as a statistical agency of government. So we make sure that all core data items that we would require for targeting would be part of the core CBMS, and make sure that all the procedures that will be employed in the conduct of the CBMS operations will be followed. So meron kaming technical assistance na responsibility dito sa CBMS. So I think that would be all. And that's my last slide already. Siyempre, marami pang oras. Hindi ko na ubos ang aking panahon para sa aking discussion, but I would like to thank everyone for listening and for paying attention to my discussion.